Back here at Firebird Lanes in Salem for the Scratch Division title match. Should be a good one. Two different faces up here. One-time champ John Malone playing one-time champ Buddy Strikes Bud Sicard. John's got one career singles title. That title that Bud has is a team event, so he's looking for his first singles scratch win. John, a lanky, tall one, and went spare strike in his first two frames. And that pretty looking double there ties up the match. That's exactly what Bud has done so far. The newly minted 18-year-old, the future Spin Alley pin chaser, and my former employee. Not that we don't want Bud to win too, but Bud has yet to work for me, so, you know. Expect high scores, pretty house type shot. Both these guys are locked in and, oh! Almost gets the wiggle there. One of those weird days where scores were higher in handicap than scratch, just as far as, you know, the overall pace. It took plus 2 something to 278 to make the handicap step ladder, while fourth place in scratch was 162 and only plus 100 to lead. The leader was actually higher yesterday on sport, quote, than house, quote. That's why that piece of paper that we put up at most of our tournaments is at best a rough guideline only. Definitely some room to play though on the lanes right now. Well in the middle, friction to the right. John choosing to use a lot of side roll and actually cover a lot of boards. Bud is a two-hander, that's his natural A game. I've seen John play straight up the two-board. Urethane, he's electing to grip and rip right now. Bud came on big in the semifinals, 256-236 to jump into the lead, which he held on to after game 8. Pretty looking shot there. One of the many young guns on tour. Bud is 13, 14? I have no information department. The information department's way over there. We'll get a final result here in just a second on the how old is Bud debate.
13.
13? He's like 7 feet tall.
I know.
Shreds that rack too. That's a different ball too. Very nice. Bud, we have a heated debate here. How old are you? 13. My goodness. Bud, you're 13 and you're 7'4". How does that feel? That's all right. How's the ceiling? Is it okay? It's not dusty?
Hit my head a couple times.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I believe that. Very good. All right. Good luck the rest of the way to him.
Oh, do you need a video for this?
There are not too many people I look up at when I shake their hand, and both of these guys. John no slouch himself. He says he's not feeling well. Sometimes that works, though. Sometimes I look up at people for their big wins. Sometimes I,
Oh my God!
do not. Here's Malone in the 5th. Well, his word's not mine. He might feel like death, but he is bowling like life. That wasn't very good, but oh well. He crushes the rack again, but does trail in the match. By 21, he can carve it to 11 here if he can strike in the 6th. John had the front 8 in the last match for a 4-pin stop pins run at perfection. Real pretty shot there. My goodness. Best I've ever seen him bowl. Even though he works on his game a lot. And he's almost always working on not what he's doing right now. I think he's confident that he can score with that big loop. He works on the urethane game and you know, the B and C game. You got to have that versatility. However, it's this guy with the lead, working on 4 in a row in the 6th. Oh! Could not have hit the pins any harder, but the equalizer in the modern game, the solid 9. The ball just carves right through the 5 off the 9. No problem with the spare, but a frustrating frame to say the least. But off the 4-bagger, still has himself in the lead by 10. Now I'll be working on a spare in the 7th. He's going to play third place finisher Liam Hartman for the U17 title here in just a second.
In just 1 second.
Those shots are hitting the pins pretty hard.
He's like so. I know his hands are like. Feels like nice. Hi, Kyle. I am nice. He's my best friend. How are you guys? He's like. His hands are like so easy.
Obviously a giant shot here for John, working on that double in the 7th to even things up. Yes, sir. Wow. He really is sick, and I certainly got no reason not to believe him. It happens so often that people bowl well when they're not feeling too physically good. I think the idea behind that is that you're so wiped out that you're not overthinking it. It's such a mental sport. You know, it's so easy to overthink, psych yourself out, whatever you want to call it. And if you're sick enough, all you're trying to accomplish is just being able to pry the ball off your hand.
I can sit back here just for you.
Bit of levity there as the brightly shirted Liam catches John's peripherals there. All right, for the lead. Whew. Shot after shot after shot. Flush, 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 flush. Sometimes when we have a high-scoring pattern, we don't end up with a high-scoring title match because the pattern starts to break down. Not this time. Both of these guys locked in. It should be a carry contest the rest of the way. Or as Maddie thinks I say, it's a carry contest.
That's what you sound like.
And as soon as I say that, wow, ball leaps off the spot for Bud, and then
Nice job, Joe.
and the first real error by either bowler in the title match. The ever tricky 310. No, not today. Wow. From a 20-pin lead last time he had the ball in his hand to now a 20-pin deficit. Oofda. Shakes that up, hit a pretty mandatory strike there in the 9th. He's got room for 237. John right now is pacing 238. By that I mean 9 spare strike the rest of the way. When John won in Everett last season, it was on pretty much a grind. Now trying to win in a score fest. 9th frame. Oh! Oh! There have been some brutal solid 8s this weekend. Ashton's yesterday really was the definitive one, even though there's been plenty of others.
He left a bone 8.
Today? No. Really? Oh. They're just telling me that Ashton lost OVA today the same way. Yikes. John could not have thrown the ball any better in his wildest dreams, and instead there is a pin somehow stamping. Not anymore, but it takes us down to the 10th frame here. Still advantage Malone here. He needs strike spare in the 10th to shut out. Anything less than strike spare. and Bud can take this title back. Obviously the first shot in the 10th, huge. Because he's working on the spare. My goodness, and everything has changed. This match has gone back and forth twice now, as Malone took control in the second half. And now, no matter what John does from here, Bud Sicard has a chance to win the title with his own right paw on that bowling ball. I know John's disappointed with that shot there, but he's got to go spare strike to put all the pressure on Sicard. Likes to hook at it, does cover it. Attitude and match play gamesmanship are so important here. If you get the strike here, John, do not hang your head and don't give any extra momentum to Bud. Act like, not like you won, but act like you're confident that that's going to be the result. Just little subtleties along the way. Shot in the 10th wasn't bad, just a pinch soft. Further innings, a real nice 236. Just that one error. Bud's had one error, and he's got a chance to redeem himself from it right here. Every bowler's dream. 3 strikes in the 10th to win. 2 and 9. We have a tie and a 1-shot roll-off. Mac knows about 1-shot roll-offs. Down to my left. Title winner on 1-shot roll-offs. Thank you, Liam. Must have the next 2. No, will it trip? Oh, are you kidding me? Wow. The point of this two-handed stuff is power, and he has just enough power to somehow tickle that 2-pin forward and stay alive. Must have the next strike. Wow, what a break. Likes it. No. Too much adrenaline, too fast. The bucket stands, and John Malone wins the title. Well, the last 2 shots, he literally popped out of his shoes. Like, literally popped out of his shoes. Just a hair too much speed there. Excellent Scratch Division title match. Congrats to John. John gets the title and Bud gets more bowling. U17 coming up next.